Army,
senior military officers, both serving and retired, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and duty to be here with you virtually today at the opening ceremony of the Chief of Army Staff Annual Conference 2020. I am aware that the purpose of this conference is to appraise the activities of the Nigerian Army in the year 2020 and make projections for next year. This conference also provides an avenue for the leadership of the Army to reassess its preparedness and operational readiness in carrying out its constitutional roles and get itself ready for next year's challenges. This sort of periodic self-assessment is vital in the accomplishment of the wondrous responsibilities and challenges facing our Army and the nation at large. The year 2020 has been a challenging one for many reasons. The outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic has impacted negatively on almost every aspect of our national life. Despite this, I am pleased to note that the Army remained resolute in the discharge of its constitutional responsibilities and in keeping the health and welfare of our soldiers a priority. The Army's support of civil authorities in the management of the coronavirus pandemic is a case in point. Also, the peaceful elections conducted in Edo and Ondo states would not have been achieved without the high level of professionalism displayed by all security agencies, including the Army. Let me also mention the End SARS protests, which were sadly hijacked by hooligans to cause wanton damage to lives and property in many cities across the country. I want to reiterate our government's commitment to the rights of citizens to embark on peaceful protests. However, this must be done responsibly and in accordance with the laws of the land. I also wish to state that any act of hooliganism behind lawful and peaceful protests will be dealt with decisively to ensure the peace and stability of our nation. On this note, I commend the armed forces for their efforts to swiftly restore law and order in various states during the large-scale criminality that ensued in the wake of the NSAS protests. Let me also use this opportunity to commend the Army for its unwavering commitment towards curtailing the activities of insurgents, armed bandits, kidnappers, cattle rustlers, and other violent criminals through ongoing exercises and operations in different parts of the country. Notably, the exercise Sahel Sanity, launched a few months back in the Northwest states to rid the Katsina-Zamfara corridor of marauding bandits. I am happy to note that the commendable progress has been made towards attaining the objectives of the exercise. I have also been briefed about the tremendous successes that have been achieved by troops during the ongoing Operation Fireball in the Northeast. I charge you all to sustain these efforts until the full restoration of peace and security in the nation is achieved. During the period under review, I have followed with keen interest the Army's efforts at capacity building as exemplified in the numerous seminars, workshops, and field exercises conducted in 2020. I have also been kept duly informed of the Army's focus on revamping the existing training institutions towards the enhanced capacity building of its personnel. This underscores the choice of the theme for this year's Chief of Army Staff Annual Conference, which is Human Capacity Development and Sustaining Professionalism and Responsiveness at the Nigerian Army in the discharge of its constitutional roles. I consider this theme apt because it is only through human capacity development that any institution can attain the level of professionalism needed to effectively and efficiently carry out its constitutional roles. Let me now congratulate the Army for holding this conference at this magnificent edifice housing the Army's Cyber Warfare Command with its state-of-the-art Cyber Warfare Operations Center. This shows that the Army is alive to the changing nature of warfare, which is gradually moving into the cyber domain. By the same token, I commend the visionary leadership that has worked assiduously to emplace this vital capability that will fill an existing gap in our nation's security and defense architecture. This and other numerous infrastructural projects that have been embarked upon in recent times by the leadership of the Army has shown good utilization of scarce national resources. I equally commend all efforts towards bringing succor to families of all our fallen heroes who paid the supreme sacrifice in our fight against insurgency and other forms of crimes across the country. This administration will not relent in its efforts to take adequate care of families and loved ones left behind by those who sacrificed their lives on our behalf. It is in line with this that the Army, as part of its welfare initiative and in line with the federal government housing program, is undertaking the housing scheme for families and next of kin of troops that were killed in action in the fight against insurgency and other criminalities in the country. I believe this initiative will act as a huge moral booster to the troops on the front lines, as well as project the Army in good light. On our part, I assure you that this administration will continue to do all within available resources to provide for your operational and welfare needs. I have been briefed that some of the major capabilities that we procured for the Army will soon be inducted into the various theaters of operations. I urge you all to make judicious use of these capabilities, even as we await the arrival of other currently pending shipment to the country. I wish to also remember our men and women in uniform who have paid the supreme sacrifice in the defense and security of our nation. My heart goes to all their families, comrades, and friends. As we pray for the repose of their souls, we must strengthen our collective resolve to address those issues that will make every part of our country a safe and secure place to live and carry out our normal businesses. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to formally declare the Chief of Army Staff Annual Conference 2020 open. May I use this opportunity to also launch the housing scheme for next of kin of personnel of the Nigerian Army killed in action. I thank you all, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.